It is, what's today? Let's grab the mic. I pre-set this up a little bit because I wanted the audio to be decent. Kitchen's a little crazy right now from all week. I wanted to walk you through it's 1:54 right now. So what would you call this? The end of the day on a Sunday. So a little bit of coffee. I usually do about 1.5 scoops if it's just me. Sometimes 2 scoops. I don't know what the proper ratio is. I did at one point in my life when I looked it up how to properly make coffee. This coffee is actually from Colombia, from Medellin, when I went to Café Don Mano, Supreme Origin Coffee Farm. So if you want to take a better little look at it, I don't know if you can see it well. So I got a couple bags when I went down to Colombia. Got another one over there. Mornings are relatively pretty slow. The first thing that I like to do is either drink water, pick up a little bit, make coffee, or go straight to the gym. Just go straight to the gym. Because that's one of the only things that I actually want to do in the mornings is go work out. And I will usually have coffee or pre-workout, if not both, depending on the day. Some of you are gonna watch my coffee making abilities and be like, well, the water, you waited too long for the water. Yeah, what are you doing with that spoon? This should be a wooden spoon. Are those organic paper things? I don't know. This is how I make it. I think it tastes good for me, you know. I've been drinking coffee for a long time, since I was in the Marines. The first time I had black coffee was on my first deployment, right? So I remember during our workup in 29 Palms, everybody would still drink coffee in the field. You know, in 29 Palms, it gets 100 plus out there. I should probably put more water. 29 Palms gets 100 plus out there, and it's just hot. The sun's hot, the wind's hot, you're sweating, you're in camis because it's 29 Palms and you're training as a Marine, about to deploy to combat. You know, before my first deployment, everybody's out there drinking coffee, smoking cigarettes, like black coffee. No one puts sugar in their coffee out there, man. I mean, some people, but for the most part, everybody's just drinking the coffee because, you know, when you're out there for a week and you're out there for an entire month for Mojave Viper, McCree, whatever they're calling it by the time you're watching this video. It was called Mojave Viper still when I was going through it. It changes all the time. Man, when we were out there for that whole month, you're just so full of, I want to get out of the field. You know, you're like, I'm tired of drinking water, and I'm tired of drinking water and electrolyte mix, whatever it is from the MRE. MREs come with this packet, like the orange, it comes with the orange juice packet, and it comes with the lemon lime electrolyte, which is supposed to resemble a Gatorade type thing. It's like lemon lime. I think there's a red one. It might be a green one. I don't know. I know there's a lemon lime one for sure, and there's an orange one. And so it's just great to have coffee, right? So the higher ups would bring us coffee. The chow guys would, you know, the higher up would bring the chow guys, and they would make us coffee. So it was nice to have coffee every now and then. Some guys would take their jet boils out there and start making coffee out there. I wasn't one of those guys. I didn't really drink coffee. You know, my buddy had a jet boil. Martinez had a jet boil. And we would use his jet boil to make ramen noodles and to heat up our MREs. He drank coffee. He drank coffee. Martinez drank coffee. A lot of guys drank coffee. I didn't start drinking coffee until probably, yeah, on my first deployment. I remember too specifically, I woke up for, it was my first ever COC watch, my first ever cock watch, COC, the control, the radio, where the radio is and where everything is. Gonna take a little bit of CBD. So, Brothers in Arms, my brand, link in the description. I like to take it with my coffee. I like to take it after the gym. Kind of brings my mind down a little bit. I'm gonna probably, that might be it for the water. I don't know. I'm gonna have to rewatch a video on how to properly make coffee just to make sure I'm doing it the right way. That's how if I don't know how to do something, I'll ask somebody or I'll look it up. I'll Google it. I'll watch a video and then I'll read an article and be like, all right, well, the video said this and the article said this. But yeah, I was going to COC watch. It was like 2 a.m. and I was gonna have it for like 2 hours or 3 hours, maybe 4, 2 to 4 hours, because I was gonna go into the morning, and I was in there with Staff Sergeant Mac. Staff Sergeant Mac was our platoon sergeant, and man, he smoked reds, and he freaking all day smoked reds, and was this big dude, man. He was big dude, big dude. He was just like this big dude. He was a staff sergeant, smoked reds, and drank coffee all the time out of like canteen cups. And I don't even remember where Staff Sergeant Mac was from, man. I really don't even remember where he was from. Actually, was he still a sergeant? He might have still been a sergeant. No, he might have gotten promoted already, because our platoon sergeant was a sergeant, and then he got promoted to staff sergeant in combat. Right, like it was like a week or maybe the day we got there. So that was cool for him, and he would just always drink it, you know. And I looked up to him because he had been on like 9 combat deployments, and he had been in, I don't know, I mean, he had been in a little while actually, but he had been on a lot of combat deployments, and I looked up to him. You know, he was a smart guy. He knew everything that you needed to know about infantry. I'm gonna do just one more because I want to drink it all. I want to drink, even though it might make the coffee less coffee, just a little bit. And I just remember I saw him drinking coffee. He was smoking a cigarette. I had already been smoking cigarettes at this point, which I don't recommend. I just did it, you know. And I was like, man, I guess I need some coffee because I'm up right now at 2 o'clock in the morning, and you know, I've never really done, you know, I had never done COC watch. I'm gonna sit in this warm, semi-warm room with like all the, it's only warm because of all the computers and stuff with the radios and all the important things that are turned on. And we had a little space heater. That's why it was warm. We had a little space heater. It was literally like the space heater's like this big. It's just small. Maybe 3 of these coffee things. Which, by the way, if you notice, Colombian coffee, something that they did teach me was that a lot of their coffee doesn't get black, and it doesn't have to be black. Good. What they were telling me, the roasters, the coffee roasters, because we went to a roast like farm to get this, they were saying that for coffee to be good, it doesn't have to be black. Like, I mean, they were saying that at least in Colombia, a lot of the great coffees are a little bit of a, they look like a tea almost. They'll resemble a tea color. And yeah, so I started drinking coffee because of that. You know, I started drinking coffee because I was up on the COC doing radio checks like every 30 minutes with all the PBs, doing radio checks every hour. They had the nipper, which is like, it's AIM, it's like AOL, AIM Instant Messenger. You just like text, chat. It's like you're basically in a chat room with all these people who are on fire watch across the AO, the fighting area. And that's when I started drinking coffee, because that day I woke up. Well, I stayed up because I woke up. It had to be 4 hours. It had to be somewhere between 2 and 3 where I got up for fire watch because the sun came out. I remember that specifically. Maybe it was a 6-hour watch. I don't remember. Because I remember drinking coffee all night, and then I remember we had to go on patrol. My squad had to go on patrol that day. So as soon as I got off fire watch, I made more coffee for my squad. And I remember what else did I do? Hold on, I'm gonna unclip for a minute. Hold on 1 second. Be back. Hold on. We'll go with the tin cup today. We'll clip back up. So everybody was still sleeping. I started kind of waking everybody up because there were some people in my squad that knew I was going to be on radio watch. So they're like, hey, can you wake me up a couple minutes before everybody wakes up? Because I want to take a dump. I want to get a quick workout in. Yeah, people on combat and on deployments would want to work out. You know, people would want to work out before patrols, after patrols, before post, after post. Didn't matter really what was going on. There's some people that wanted to work out. I was one of those people. And so I went and woke up those people, made the coffee, and I started making UGR breakfast and corned beef hash. We had a lot of corned beef hash when we were out there. We had a lot of scrambled eggs, the big old bag of scrambled eggs. And I had more coffee because I was going on patrol. I had more coffee. I just kept drinking coffee that entire day until we finished the patrol. And I remember I was just like pissing like a racehorse on that patrol because of all the coffee that I had drank. And I was hydrating too because I knew that I drank a lot of coffee, that I needed to also drink water because I was going to be getting dehydrated. So that's the story. I mean, that's pretty much, I was going to make a mini vlog maybe, but the way that this video worked out, I think this was a pretty cool story to share with y'all about just a little thing that comes to mind when I think about coffee and I think about tin cups. So if you like this video, leave a like. Let me know if you like these coffee stories. I got a lot of them. I mean, I got a lot of random stories that when I do something in my normal day life that I remember from the Marine Corps, from, a lot of different things like that. So if you want to hear more things like that, let me know in the comments. Let me know when your first time you had coffee was, or if you've ever had coffee, or if you like coffee, what your favorite kind of coffee is, or if you're a coffee connoisseur of some type of whatever, a coffee influencer. If you know anything about coffee, that's the only thing that I know about coffee is that when I was in Colombia, in Medellin, that they said that not all coffee has to be black for it to be good. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with some Folgers. I'm just saying that, today we're drinking this coffee because we have it. We're blessed enough to have it. So like this video, subscribe, comment down whatever you want. If you don't know what to comment, just comment Yut. And be sure to visit Brothers in Arms, my website. Buy a t-shirt. Just check the website out if you want. If you don't have the money to buy anything, just share it on Facebook, share it on Instagram, and tag me, and I'll try to repost you however I can. All right, so I'll see you on the next one. Yut.